All right. So, first of all, this is Payambura this side, and a heartiest welcome to all of you. A very good morning and greetings of the day. Thank you so much for taking out time and joining on this weekend for an amazing India's first Pharma Bootcamp. A bootcamp that is going to change your career avenues, that is going to change your perspective towards looking at the pharma and pharmaceutical industries. So, this bootcamp is going to cater to all your doubts, whether it is higher education, whether it is job opportunities, or whether it is some unexplored pathways. In this bootcamp or career accelerator, we are going to have a resume and LinkedIn mastery, interview preparations as respect to HR and technical rounds, some in demand industry skills like pharmacovigilance, clinical research, because we all have drugs. Drugs causes some or the other adverse effects. Those needs to be reported, those needs to be documented. Some novel techniques and some novel upcoming fields. And that is why the first speaker that we have today is an expert of artificial intelligence in pharmaceutical industry and has developed a complete new platform called Pharmacovigilance. And soon he will be also guiding about y'all upon the same and learning the Excel data skills. Some of the speakers are going to guide you upon the forecasting as well as the role of business intelligence in the field of pharma. So learning different types of prompts, engineering, all the types of AI and machine learning is what is included in this session. It is for all of you, whether if you're a pharma graduate, B.Pharm, or a pursuing student of pharmacy, Pharm.D, M.Pharm. This is going to cover all of these domains, right from career development to the skill development to the pharmaceutical industry at a global perspective, because one of our speakers is from United Kingdom, London, and he's working from one of the company MNC, which is in London based. So he will be guiding us for this. And of course, we have government exam experts, Mr. Shubham Sharma and Dr. Pushpendra Kumar, who will be guiding you upon exclusive opportunities that you have in the government pharma exams and pharma competitive examinations. So this is a list of speaker which we are going to have for this career accelerator bootcamp. The first session that we have is Mr. Nikhil Kumar, who will be guiding upon the exploring the AI tools, add-ons, and extensions. Then followed by the next session after him is Dr. Sakil Ahmed, who is a PhD in pharmacology from Naipan Mohali. Then the third session is at 2 o'clock as per Indian Standard Time. Mr. Sushant Warikal will be joining us live from London. Then we have Ms. Vanshika, who's pursuing her PhD from AIMS Delhi. And in the evening, we have Dr. Tanya's session for IPR as a role in India. And Hidden Careers in Pharma, Mr. Asim Safi at 8:30 p.m. in the night. Tomorrow, we have Mr. Shubham Sharma's session for Pharma Competitive Examination, early morning, 10 a.m. Then immediately after, in the next section, one of the very renowned person in the field of pharma, Mr. Akash Verma, who will be guiding us from classroom to corporate. A very interesting topic. I do suggest you all to join for this session. Mr. Akshat Jain, who will be having a session at 3 p.m. on prompt engineering, basics of N8N and AI tools. Mr. Vikil Thakulkar, who will be telling us about competitive intelligence and forecasting in pharma. Dr. Tanya, who will be taking a session at 6:15. Dr. Pushpendra's session will be there on 6:15. So there's a switch out here. And then my session will be there tomorrow, day after tomorrow, 6:30 to 7:30. And finally, Professor Sham Sundar Sharma's session from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. tomorrow, which is on career avenues and opportunities abroad. So, Barsha, today we have the host for the day, Ms. Barsha Bharadwaj, who is pursuing her master's in pharmacology and toxicology from Naiper Mohali, second year, and she'll be helping us to introduce our speakers for the list for the day. And Barsha, I hope we are here.
Yes, sir, I'm
All
here.
right,
Am I
over to
audible?
you. Yeah, you're audible. Over to you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. I am Barsha. So without further delay, let's proceed towards to this session. Our first speaker is Nikhil. So a brief introduction for Nikhil. He is a motivated professional with a strong focus on career guidance and strategic growth in the pharmaceutical domain. He brings valuable insights into industry expectation, skills, requirement, and future career opportunities. His approach is centered around helping students making informed decisions about their professional journey. He also actively engages in mentoring and guiding aspirants towards achieving their goals. Nikhil emphasizes the importance of consistency, smart work, and adaptability in today's competitive environment, which is very important. His session will be, providing clarity on the career planning and execution strategies. He inspires students to stay focused and proactive. His guidance contributing towards playing a role in shaping confident and capable AI professionals or AI expert. So over to you, Nikhil. You may proceed.
Hello, everyone, and a very warm good morning to everyone. Thank you so much, Barsha ma'am, for the great introduction. I'm very grateful to Payam sir to having me as one of the speaker for this boot camp. Uh, of course, after this, and I'll share a screen, and then after then I'll introduce myself. Hello.
Yeah, Nikhil, you're audible to us. We
Uh,
can just minimize the other drop down that is this in the meet, or we can close. Yeah, that's better.
Sir, is my screen visible to everyone?
Yeah, your screen is visible. Are
Okay.
you,
Okay.
and the PPT
Uh,
slide is also
so
visible. You can go ahead.
okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. So, after this like great introduction, I'm very grateful to my answer. Like I'll just briefly introduce myself. I am Nikhil Kumar, currently in first year pursuing pharmacology and toxicology from Naipur SCS Nagar. Along with like apart from my research background, I also work in providing healthcare solution based on AI. So, like recently, I have developed a web page, which is a pharma news web page. This is I've named this as a pharma khabri, and this web page is basically one web page aggregator where we get a different websites integrated in a single website. So this is to provide a one-stop solution for every pharma professionals. Like you'll get a like you'll have like up to dated pharma news from different web sources. So the technology which I am using here is like this is a concept of RSS feed, which is really simple syndication. Really simple syndication means like this is nothing just an XML file. So like you can see that there are different sources like FDA clinical trials. You have Pharma. In pharmacology, I have integrated Nature and PubMed's RSS feed. So you can get the RSS feed from of different websites. Like it is available online. Sometimes it is paid. So you can of course like there are alternatives for everything. Like you can like majority of the websites you can get the XML file there online. So this is the concept of this website. Like I'll just like go through this website live to you. Like so. Uh, so this is the website that I've developed. So like you can see like it is showing the updated like news. So the news headlines of the on this website changes every 2 hours. So I have designed in such a way, and you can get news like FDA related news, clinical trial related news. You can get a research related news, a pharmacology related news. So this is a one-stop solution for every pharma professionals. Like the uh, backend is just loading here. So I'll just uh, I'll just talk about the framework and framework of this website, and I'll talk about the other features of this website. So I have integrated this website with AI agent. So there is a feature on this website which is known as a daily digest. So for daily digest, you will get a curated top 10 pharma news every day in your email. So you just the subscription is free right now. So like in this session, I'll talk about how to design your website, how you like code for this websites, and how you can integrate AI agents in pharma. So talking about the architecture of this website, the prerequisite is required for this website is Node.js, which is a runtime JavaScript. So this is there in the backend, and MongoDB, which is the database I use. This is a NoSQL database. So you have to make a cluster. You have to make a cluster in MongoDB. So everything in backend is stored there in MongoDB. I've also used Redis for job processing. This Redis is a cache database, which actually stores your every cache into a RAM. Instead of storing this in a server, this stores every your cache database in a RAM. So this makes your backend process faster. So this is for making the job like faster. And for automation, I've again used N8N. So there is one more session of N8N like which will be covered by Akshat sir. So I'll just briefly like talk about the N8N projects which I have did. So this for the backend, like I've mentioned, I've used Node.js and MongoDB as a database. And for front end, I have used Tailwind CSS, which is a library. So you can like this is a like there is a site for Tailwind CSS, so you can get a pre-written code for every component of your website. Like if you want like a button, or if you want a cursor in such a way, so you can search the pre-written codes, and you can install that into your website by putting that code into your code editor. So I'll talk about like how can you code with AI. So actually for this website I've like coded from the scratch, like the backend part of it, and the front end is designed from different sources like 21st Dev, Figma, like Snitch. So this was the like architecture of this pharmacology. Now I'll talk about how what are the prerequisites, and what are the languages that you need to learn for developing such websites. So this is like this will take time, of course, but like in the end of the session, I'll talk about how you can write code and how you can code with AI. So but for if you want a website to be like if you want to present a website into your as your project into in your resume, then recruiters like they can identify like whether the website is made from AI, or you have actually coded from the scratch. So actually in the end of the session I'll talk about how you can of course code with AI and make such like interactive and dynamic website. uh, but for this project, the backend code was written manually. So I'll talk about what are the requirements. So for the front end, you can of course you have to learn certain languages like HTML. So HTML is the basic language. It provide the structure. It provide the structure to your website, and then you can move ahead with CSS. So CSS provides colors, and it provides vibrancy to your website. And then you can learn basics of JavaScript. JavaScripts make your website interactive, right? And I'll just then you will you can move ahead with learning some certain frameworks. Like I'll suggest you to learn React at the starting phase. And at start you don't have to learn Angular. You can go ahead with React. For like libraries I've like previously mentioned, these are pre-written codes for every component of your website. So for that you can learn Tailwind. This is what I have like integrated in my website also. So for the backend part, you need to have an API. So API is very necessary. The API is known as Application Programming Interface. So like if you want to run an application into your application, so you need an API key for that application to run that in your application, right? So this is the concept of API. So there are free APIs available of every application. For example, for this website, I have integrated API of FDA, clinical trials, PubMed, and Nature's, and of course, ET Pharma. So you can get an API for for free of cost, but for certain website it is paid. So for a like if you want to develop like if you want to start building a web pages, then you can go with free APIs. And then for database, you can either go with SQL or no SQL. So Postgre and MySQL are the SQL, which is structured query language, and MongoDB is a no SQL. So for Pharmacovigilance, I have used MongoDB, which is a NoSQL, and no. The difference between NoSQL and SQL are like in SQL, the codes, the data is stored in the form of tables and charts, and for MongoDB, the data is stored in a JSON format, right? So JSON format is again a language of Java, and for like there are two options for MongoDB also. You can make a cluster in a there are two options like one is MongoDB Atlas and another is MongoDB Compass. So MongoDB Atlas is MongoDB Compass is hosted on your locally server, and MongoDB Atlas is on the cloud. So I have used MongoDB Atlas. So you have to make a cluster in that. So every RSS fetch news is stored on MongoDB Atlas. Okay. For the language for backend language, as I've mentioned, I've used JavaScript, which is Node.js. This is a real runtime JavaScript, and you can either go with JavaScript or you can go with Python. So Python, of course, it is like you can learn Python. Like I have not personally learned Python. I've gone with JavaScript because this was there. Like this, I've learned this in my like intermediate and starting first year and second year of B.Pharm. So I'm currently I'm implementing those knowledge right now. So this was it about the pharma recovery. Now I'll move on the other projects which I've did. I'll talk about the AI agents. Like what are AI agents? So AI agent is nothing like the definition of AI. Like what is an agent? So agent is like AI with a personal agent which has the capability to take decision on behalf of you. So it can decide it can decide which calls to take, right? So all there's a full automation is there in the hands of agent. So you can make agents on different websites. Like there are various tools available. The like of course the gold standard for making AI agent is NA10. NA10 is node framework for designing an AI agent. And there is Zapier also. So Zapier was used earlier. Now NA10 is booming, but like NA10 is moving like but still like every day there are alternatives coming up. So there have been recent better uh, better alternatives have availed it has launched recently. So of course, you can. So I'll talk about my what I have created using NA10. I'll talk about various different workflows that I've created using NA10. So and how you can make AI agent integrated with pharma. So this is the first workflow which I've made. So this automates LinkedIn post. So post related to pharma. This will generate idea, and this will also generate. And so you can start, you can see like this starts with a schedule trigger. So I have scheduled this for every 9 a.m. So every 9 a.m. The LinkedIn post is automated, and there is generation of a LinkedIn post along with an image and hashtags. So so wait a second. Okay. So, like, you can, so this is the schedule trigger which I've scheduled it for 9 a.m. So you can make this from scratch. So you have to learn anything. Like there are various resources. Like YouTube is one of them. So you just like go and like learn what is AI agent, what is anything. So you have to start from basic first. So like there are two options. You can actually even code for you can actually use Claude code, or you can start from scratch. For like in my scenario, I first build it from scratch. So this like at start you can make like simple workflows, like building an Telegram chatbot. So this was my first workflow, which was very simple. So you have to like gradually move and learn the different nodes and what are their functions, right? uh, so this is how you start. And like this is this project, this workflow, this will take time. You have to understand what every node means. So like for example, the schedule trigger, you can allot time to this node. So I have like for example, I have allotted 9 a.m. weekly. So I can either choose weekly or I can choose daily. So if I want to post like the LinkedIn post daily, so I can like schedule it daily, and I can of course choose the time as well. So this node fires, and this goes with the topic generator agent. So this is our agent. So this is using a different models. For example, for this it is using OpenAI chat model. So like if you build a if you first register with N10, you get a free 15 days free trial. So uh, so don't waste those 15 days. First you learn what is AI agents, how you make the different workflows, and what are the different nodes consist of, and how you deal with auth authentication, and how you like what is the meaning of API, and what is a MCP, or what is a API. So after like learning from scratch, you after getting the basics of it, you then register with NA10s, because so your 15 days free trial doesn't get wasted, right? So after that, then this is a LinkedIn post generator workflow. So like I was explaining, like this is our agent which is using a model. So once you register with NA10, you get a free you get a free tokens for certain models. Like this is open AI chat GPT model which I have used. So in N8N, sorry, in this agent node, you have to like give a prompt, like how do you want your agent to work, and how you want a model, how you expect a model, your chat GPT model to deliver the answer to you. So for this, you can like for this certain workflow, I have given a prompt that I want to generate topic for pharma related industry. And you have to you don't duplicate the topics, and you come up with every topic, every like different booming topics which are happening, and different pharma happening which is uh, there. So I have like of course given this prompt here. So this generates a topic for a LinkedIn post. And after that, this goes to this content creator node. So for this again, I have used a like OpenAI chat model. So again, this at this node you have to give a prompt for this model. So for this model, I have given a prompt that I want my content at this way. Like keep it between 50 to 100 words, and how they give a title to this topic. Then you can of course get a prompt. You can even you can like you can either write the prompt on your own, or you can like use the help of other AI to write a prompt for you. So you have to, of course, you need to add the prompt here. And then after that, this goes with OpenAI image generator. For this particular workflow, I am using DAL-A model of OpenAI to generate an image. And then there is a hashtag generator. So you like this again in hashtag note. I have given a prompt that I want my hashtags to be related on the topic of the content. So this will create a hashtag for my post, like hashtag pharma, hashtag pharmacology, hashtag research. So this will generate a hashtag for me, and then this is going to a merge node. So this is merging in my content as well as my image with a hashtag, and then at this node, this removes the duplicates of the content and the topic, and then it posts to LinkedIn. So at this you have to at this node you have to authenticate. You have to sign in on your from your LinkedIn. So after that, there are every day you get a LinkedIn post uh, 9 a.m. So this really helps uh, uh, upcoming or a small startup based LinkedIn account to grow. One doesn't have to write LinkedIn post every day. So this really helps gaining followers in this platform.
Hi, Nikhil. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir, you are.
The session is going great. We have few doubts. We can cater them in between the sessions because that's related to you. So I'll just read out
Yes,
the
yes,
doubts for you. You can answer
yes,
them. One is from Sairaj Ingale. So Sairaj
sure.
Ingale has to ask that have you learned all of these from YouTube or did you take any paid classes to learn this Python and N8N and all the tools that you mentioned,
Uh,
Mongo?
in my opinion, YouTube is the best source. So there are various channels like Code with Harry, or there are different channels. So there is not a certain there are not particular channels which I have followed. You have to jump around with different YouTube channels. This was for MongoDB. I learned with Code with Harry. So uh, like uh, this was this was not something which I have planned that I'll learn this and this. Was while making Pharmacovigilance, I needed to learn MongoDB, so I learned MongoDB there. But
So during
previously,
the process you learned from YouTube only, all for free.
yes, yes,
और
yes,
सबसे
yes,
इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन ये जो आपने इतना सारे टूल्स यूज करे मोंगो एंड एन8 इसमें
mm,
खर्चा कितना है
yes.
व्हाट इज द अप्रोक्सीमेट कॉस्ट दैट यू हैव टू बेयर फॉर सेटिंग अप अ डोमेन और परचेसिंग पूरा स्क्रैच से अगर किसी को बनाना हो तो कितना कॉस्ट में बन जाएगा
Sir, absolutely 0 rupees.
फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट
Yes, because I have not yet till now I have not published it. To I have not purchased the .com or .in domain for this website. Like you can see, this is posted on Versal.
या
Uh,
वो या वर्सल
yes,
डॉट
so there are different if you want to deploy your website, there are free platforms also, like Versal. You can there is Render, there is Netlify. So you can deploy your website there free of cost.
Another last question that we can pick up, Nikhil. So that is by Dr. Sakil Ahmed. He's has a
Yes.
suggestion. I saw the website, Nikhil. One special section can be added on pharma affairs and on pharma competitive exams. So which can help students to prepare for different competitive exams as it will provide a real-time update on major focus topics and news as well. So it will be useful for students adding a section on pharma affairs and competitive examination. What is your take on that?
Thank you so much. I'll take that suggestion, sir. This is really good.
All
Really
right,
good
all
to do.
right. So
Yes.
Nikhil, we can proceed with the session. I have no
Yes.
issues. Thank you very much
Okay.
for solving the queries.
Okay, continuing with my session, I was explaining this workflow. So now I'll move on with another workflow which I have made. This is a competitive intelligence automation. So here I have named this as Metastatus AI. So again, this is because this is triggered weekly. So this is triggered weekly, and at the end of the workflow, you get an email report of a competitive intelligence. So this is the output. See, there the output is there is a wide use of paperless pactograph and evaluation of labor. 4 week of efficacy and safety and PK of albuterol HFA versus proventil FA HFA is in pediatric asthma, which is there. which is currently in phase 3. So this is a real time like competitive intelligence report. So this is a therapeutic area for this is cancer treatment, cancer treatment, immunotherapy, oncology. So you can of course alter the like therapeutic area. So for this particular workflow, I've named this as metastatus AI because this is for cancer. So metastasis. So I've taken meta and then have added status because this gives you status of what is happening in metastasis or cancer world. So hence the name is given metastatus AI. So I'll explain this workflow. So this is scheduled weekly. So every end of the week this node is triggered, and then this there are different sources which the data is fetched from. Like first is PubMed, another is clinical trial, then FTA, then news API competitor news. This provides a free API for if you want a news for a certain domain. This API is provided free of cost here, news API. So after that, I have again merged all the intels, and then I have compiled compiled an competitive intelligence report. And this node does the quality check, and like this you can provide a certain filter to this node, and then if it is true, then this goes to this node, like this email report sent directly to your email. So this replaces a whole team of a like 20 to 30 people, which one has to go manually and search their different updates on these websites like PubMed, clinical trials. This has replaced a whole team. So this is automating everything. This is scheduled weekly, so every end of the week you'll get a report of clinical trials on this domain, like cancer treatment, immunotherapy, oncology. So this was it for metastasis AI. Next is Dawa Intelligence AI. This is a regulatory intelligence workflow which I have made. So this is again to replace a whole team of a regulatory intelligence domain. So again, this is triggering the node every 7 a.m. and this is providing an email digest. So this is the output. You will get a very interactive made output because this is coded in HTML format. So this that is how this is the reason this output is like this. There's colors to it.
So, Nikhil, they will get this on the mail itself or any push notifications about this
Sir,
output?
you can add your node. If you want this on your mail, then you can add a Gmail
All
node.
right.
If you want this in
Okay.
Slack, then you can add a Slack node. If you want this in your SQL or some
Hmm.
Google Sheet, you can
Right.
add this Google Sheet node here. So
All right.
this is you have to build from scratch. You have to think about the workflow from your own. So this for this workflow, this is triggering every 7 a.m. And then it is fetching the news. I've mentioned RSS. What is RSS feed? So it is fetching news from FDA, EMA, and CDSCO, and then it is merging all the sources, and then it is filtering the relevant drug class which I want. You can of course, here give a prompt here that I want for this specific domain drugs only. So you can either go with diabetes or oncology section. Then after that, this sensitize input for LLM. And now I'll talk about this is the most important node, which is a open router node. So at here, Open Router provides a free API for every AI tools available. So you can go ahead with Open Router website, and then you can create your own API key, and then you can paste it here at this node, Open Router API key. So this actually generates a summary of every sources that it has fetched. Then it integrate and validates all the update, and then in a HTML format, this sends you the email uh, of the whole regulatory digest. Now, this is the workflow which I have created for pharmacovigilance. So This is
Nikhil, a
again,
question which was
this,
asked from the previous time. You have told about filtering the data. So Madhav Mishra is asking what tool has been used to filter the data.
there is no such there, so there is a node here like to filter the data. So in that node you can so there are options like if how you want to filter the data. So first you can give a filter there itself, like you can add a filter, filter one, you can add this greater than this, then only true, like you can add a filter like that. So there is no a whole another tool for that. So this is there in the notes itself. Now, moving ahead, this is a pharmacovigilance workflow. So again, this sends email digest of pharmacovigilance domain, and like I mentioned like earlier, like you can of course add a Google Sheet node as well. So this is updating a this is updating a source, or this is updating a output in your Google Sheet as well, and this is the output in your email. So I'll explain this workflow as well. So at first, this is triggering the scheduled day. This is a daily schedule trigger. So you can of course give a time to this node, and this it will fetch data from PubMed, and then there are different other nodes to this will abstract this will fetch some PubMed extract, and this will convert this into an XML code, and then after that you have at this node, like this is a bit complex this is a bit complex workflow, because at this node you have to code in JavaScript. So after that, this workflows continues with open router, which I have mentioned. Like this is a open source for to integrate different AI chat models, which is there in free of cost. And after that, this at this node, you have to authenticate your with your Google with your email ID. So this will generate a whole report in your Google Sheet as well. So this will actually generate the signals for reporting a pharmacovigilance report. So for this, for example, this has generated for some this has generated for some pharma domain, uh, for you can see the details that it has fetched. So it has fetched the PubMed ID, which is like what is the rationale for the signal it has generated. So for that it has generated a PubMed ID, and it has what is the name of the journal where the article is written. This is the name of the article, and then there's of course a link for that article,
This
and
is,
the
Nikhil,
drugs.
a very wonderful idea because 2 days back only I was taking a session on pharmacovigilance, ICSR reporting. So, these
Yes.
case safety reports can be documented
Mm.
very well with their sources, like the
Yes.
many
Yes,
times for
of
the
course.
secondary research, people need data. So, this is a very good format.
Mm.
And also, Nikhil, one
Yes.
thing that one of the participants has asked that can they work with you or can they wanted to collab with you for building something? So, are you open to collaborations
Mm.
as well?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So you can connect to LinkedIn or to Nikhil.
Yes.
Definitely, you
Yes.
can drop him with a message, and you all can go forward. All right, Nikhil, please
Mm.
continue.
So this also details about the drug and the adverse event that happened and organ system that it targets. And like for this, the signal for this was very weak. So the severity is very weak for this particular drug. So the risk score is also given. So it is 0 out of 10 because it is and the drug is analgesic technique. There is the adverse event that is there is the post-operative opioid consumptions and pain after pancreatic uh, pancreo, pan, pancreatic duodenectomy, and the severity here is moderate to severe, and this is a summary, and you of course with a reference PubMed ID. So this was it for these were the different N10 workflow which I've explained. Now I'll explain how you can code and build a website using AI. So writing your code or writing your code with AI is called as vibe coding. So this is definition of vibe coding. So there are different code editors which where you can vibe code different your ideas or web pages. But of course it is differentiable. Like if from the website which have coded from scratch or manually. So like because if you code with Claude or different AI tools, like there are certain components which are identifiable. Like they will like design your websites. Like they will add more pungent colors. Like they add a cyberpunk theme to your website. They add a purplish tone to your website. So those are actually identifiable. So I'll suggest you to wipe code, but you also learn different tools which I have mentioned here. So if you have a basic idea of these tools, you can actually make your website not look like AI made. So these are the different tools which I'll suggest to. Actually, these are also vibe coding tools, but integrating these tools with your code editor will actually enhance your design. So the first is the Snitch. So Snitch is made from this is the Google has made this AI vibe coding web page tool, and another is 21st Dev. So at 21st Dev website, you can get you can get a components of different website. Like you can get a component of like a certain hero section, or you can get a component for background. You can get a component for like buttons or interactive cursors. And this is another tool is Lovable AI. So you can give a prompt to this like you can at this website you can give a prompt and you can generate a website in certain way. And another is Figma. So I will suggest you to integrate this with Claude Code. So right now, you can either go with free Claude or you can purchase Claude Code. So Claude Code is like quite expensive right now. It is $19 per month. So actually, for starting and designing a website, you can actually integrate this with Claude free version. So the problem lies with the free version is that there is limited tokens for a particular session. So it might happen that you give a prompt and then this tokens expires in midway. If that happens, like you can get an extension of a capsule. So that capsule it captures the whole context. So you don't lose the whole context, and then that capsule can be installed to chat gpt. So you can jump from Claude to chat gpt without losing the context. So by that you can generate a code, but your job doesn't end here. Like you have to, after generating code, you have to come up with these come up to these different AI code editors. So first is of course VS Code, which is pretty famous, and there are there are actually a student developer pack available right now. So you can create a GitHub account, and you can you can avail a student developer pack, which is like you can avail that pack, and you will get a Copilot Pro for your VS Code. So there you're
So
not
is that
limited
for
with.
free, Nikhil, or you get it for
Yes,
like a
sir.
particular 12 months or 6 months?
No, sir,
Free?
it is for free,
It is for
and
free.
you
Or
can yes, you can create a GitHub account, and yes, like one thing I have not mentioned, like you have to like GitHub having a GitHub account is a base, it's the first prerequisite, and learning different you have to learn different GitHub actions, like what is GitHub push, what is pull, what is commit, what is how do you push your how you push a project to your GitHub repo, what is a repository. So you can have a like basic gist of the whole GitHub, how the function GitHub functions from different you can learn it from YouTube, and which me too have learned it from YouTube. So for GitHub you have to actually write certain certain GitHub action in the terminal. So for like in the terminal, and that terminal is there on the VS Code anti or Google anti-gravity or Kiro. So VS Code, anti-gravity, and Kiro are the different code editors. So you like after generating code from different different sources, you paste that code to your VS Code or Kiro or anti-gravity, and then there is a chatbot section available. So you can select different models for that, and then you can ask this like how you want, what are the changes you want in your website. And then after that, you can, of course, you can. I'll suggest you to install a code review MCP. MCP is Model Context Protocol, which is different from API. The difference is the API, you run an application of another application into your application, but for MCP this is for AI. So if you want to run a particular application into your AI or LLM, then you need a MCP, and you can connect MCP of these different websites. So Figma MCP is already there. You can connect that to your plot. So I hope you guys know about how you connect the different MCP to your plot. So there is option to connectors. So you right beside the chat section, there is a option with connector. So you can connect, and you can log in, and the MCP server will be connected there. And after that, I'll also suggest you to connect that with your code editors like VS Code or Kiro or Anti-Gravity. So after connecting that, for the the must MCP connector that you should use is Code Rabbit. So Code Rabbit is a code reviewer. So this review your code, and this finds out the bugs which were made from these different tools, and this will review and suggest the suggest the corrections. And then after that, you can move ahead, and your dynamic website will be created using different AI tools like VS Code, Google Anti-Gravity, or Kiro. So you can choose whatever different code editors are there. So you can choose from either of them.
You
And
know, Nikhil, this Figma, in my previous organization, I got a chance to work with Figma. It's a very
yes,
useful tool for prototype web design.
yes,
And I learned
yes,
that.
sir,
So,
definitely.
आपको ये जरूर everybody must know Figma is a lovely tool. Very मतलब मेरे जैसा बंदा जो pharma core है
Mhm,
वो सीख गया. So definitely you all can also learn this very well. A
mhm.
small doubt, Nikhil, from two
Yes, sir.
participants. Dr. Sakir is asking the very important question. How much time did it take for you to develop all of these models that you have created? And Satya Ranjan Sahu is asking, what is the cost of publishing and creating the website? So domain purchase and all. So we can
Sir,
answer this.
as I mentioned previously, this to publish this, you can publish either free of cost, or you can purchase a different domain like .com or
Hmm.
.in. So that can be purchased from different websites again, like Hostingler or GoDaddy. So for a .in domain right now, the current prices are 600 per annually. So it is
I'll
it
tell
is
you, you know हमारी जो वेबसाइट बनी है ना it is approximately $12. तो आपको 500 से 1000 रुपए में you can host your
yes.
.com, .in or .co,
Mhm.
.in any of these domains
Yes,
surely.
yes, sir,
And Dr.
absolutely.
Sakil is asking how much time did it take for you to develop निखिल मतलब आपने ये जो start किया
Um,
so कितने time आपको लगा to build all of this.
सर स्टार्टिंग में तो ऑफ कोर्स मुझे एक्चुअली कोडिंग नॉलेज था कुछ कुछ चीज़ों का, जैसे यहाँ पर मैंने मेंशन किया कि मुझे जावा
Almost.
स्क्रिप्ट और सीएसएस और एचटीएमएल था. तो अगर किसी को फ्रॉम स्क्रैच से करना है तो उसको ये सब सीखना पड़ेगा. बट लाइक अगर आपको बेसिक वीएस कोड और एंटी ग्रेविटी यूज करना आता है या कीरो यूज करना आता है और कोड एडिटर में प्रॉम्प्ट देने आते हैं, देन you can design a website in within an hour. Like this is not something
Within 1 hour.
like
Lovely.
yes, sir. मेरा next part यही था कि this like I have made another platform. This is I have named this as Khojnetic AI. So this was made like ये एक रात में बनी है ये website. So मैंने बताया सर कि जैसे if you wipe code So this is very like you can make the website very quicker. But uh, after having like after learning these tools only, you can like make website this fast, right? So वो सीखना पड़ेगा आपको different how to like how to work with different code editors. तो और हाउ लेकिन अब सबसे पहले तो आपको ये गिटहब एक्शन सीखना पड़ेगा कि कमिट कैसे करते हैं, पुश कैसे करते हैं, वो सब बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि once you push your project into your GitHub repo, then only you can publish, because every publishing domains will ask you you need to sign in with your GitHub, and then you provide the repo link, and then only you can host it at different different domains. Like for example, this pharma coverage is hosted in three different platforms. So the front end part of this website is hosted on Versa. The like the N8N part of this website is hosted on Railway, and for the backend part of this website is hosted on Render. So इस एक्चुअली कि कोड लिखवाने में कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं आएगी आपको, ठीक है, वो तो एआई लिख के दे देगा, बट मैंने बोला कि यू हैव टू इंस्टॉल एमसीपी सर्वर ऑफ आवर कोड रिव्यूअर. सो बिकॉज कई बार क्या होता है, यू राइट यू लाइक योर एआई विल राइट योर कोड, बट like while deploying there are many bugs like which you can face while deploying, especially the backend part. So if you really want to wipe code like dynamic websites, so you can like you can make a good front end website, a static website from these tools. But for a full backend, if you want to be a full stack web developer, which is front end plus backend, then you have to learn the basics of certain codes, like at least learn Java or React. So these are the very necessary prerequisites. And देख as I was mentioning, like ये खोजनेटिक AI have मैंने एक रात में बनाई है. इसमें this websites, what it does, like it will find the novelty in your research topic. So like the sources that it matches is PubMed, OpenLX, or Semantic Scholar. So the APIs for these websites were available free of cost. So this is why I've used these
One very
like
interesting thing, Nikhil, I've observed during all of your preparation, you always have a mixture of Hindi and English. Pharma khabri, pharma English word,
yes
khabri Hindi word. Khoj netic.
yes
Khoj
sir.
is
Yes, sir.
searching something in Hindi, and netic. So what's an inspiration
Uh,
behind this of choosing two? Because a name matters a lot. So why did you
yes, sir.
choose
Because
English kind of version?
sir, basically because this is particularly made for Indian students or Indian pharma students. So domain भी आप देखोगे तो it is particularly designed I'll post this in like I'll deploy this with a domain of in with .in. So for that matter, like this is for the Indian market. So वो मैंने हिंदी integrate किया है इसमें हर चीज में, मतलब उसके title में. So
All right.
खोजनेटिक AI or pharma खबरी. So
All right.
so yeah.
Great.
Talking about this website, this platform, this what it does. You can write your research topic here. So actually the problem जो real life problem थी. So अभी जैसे हमारा जैसे project proposal होता है, तो we need to decide like which project to go, and then हम लोग कोई topic सोचते हैं, और फिर then we have to go on different like we have to go on different websites like PubMed and then Google Scholar, and फिर हमें जाना पड़ता है यहाँ साइंस डायरेक्ट एंड टू सी कि इस पे काम हुआ है कि नहीं, ठीक है. तो वो दिस इज अ वेरी लाइक दिस इज अ वेरी ट्रबलसम प्रोसेस, एंड बहुत टाइम रिक्वायरिंग प्रोसेस होता है कि देखना पड़ता है कि नोवेलिटी की होनी चाहिए हमारी टॉपिक में. तो दिस इज अ वेबसाइट व्हिच इज डिजाइंड टू गिव अ स्कोर of novelty based on the topic that you provide here. So you can give a topic here, and then this will analyze the research, provide this will provide the scoring based on the novelty of your project, and then you can this will also cite different papers which are available, which is similar to your topics, and you can see the research gap which is yet not covered, and which is a untapped research. So by that you can decide whether which topic to choose. So this is again a website which I have designed developed, and this is I've not deployed it yet, so I'll deploy this soon. I'll like add certain components to it. There's certain modifications required in this website. This is at very prototype phase, and like this also maintains a history or an archive. Like this is my
Hmm.
topic, which is
I saw
5 years for
Ziluton,
Dr. Seuss.
lipoxygenase inhibitor in
Yes,
neuroprotection. That's a very novel
yes,
thing too.
yes, sir. Okay.
Good, good.
Yes, sir. This is the project which I'll
Okay,
move
okay,
with
okay. Okay, okay.
like the second year.
Okay.
So
Nikhil, we have one query
yes,
from
sir.
Sairaj
Yes, sir.
Ingre. So Sairaj Ingre is asking where to sell these websites. So एक बार if you once you make this website,
Ah,
can you sell it to some other person? And Sairaj
uh,
himself has also made a website, but it has a lot of bugs. So
mm.
can he sell it with bugs, or how can he eradicate bugs? You would have also experienced bugs and errors or some malicious activity while you were making these. So any comments on that? If you could drop down some.
Sir, yes, of course. If you are like if you are making these websites, if you vibe coding these website, then of course you'll get like various bugs. So for that purpose, I have introduced about MCP server of a code reviewer, a code rapid. So you can download an NCP server, and you can of course like found those bugs, and you can eliminate those bugs.
Hmm.
So
Nikhil, we
yes,
have request from Mr. Vicky Dhakulkar, who's an alumnus of Nikon Mohali, and also
yes,
two people that can you quickly summarize the entire workflow from start to end, right from using all front end, N8N programming, and back end, the different tools
yes,
that you have used, Mongo and Figma and all those
yes,
Claude design. So if you can
yes, sir.
quickly summarize in 5 minutes for them.
Yes, sir,
All
for
right.
sure. For
All
the front-end development, I have used different languages like Tailwind CSS, which is a library. So you can get the pre-written codes from Tailwind CSS. You can head over to Tailwind CSS website, and you can get a pre-written code for different components for your website. Like for example, if you want a if you want a button in certain way, then you can of course get a pre-written codes for that website, and you can paste that into your code editor. And then like for pharmacology, I've used Next.js, which is a JavaScript, which is a runtime JavaScript. So this was there with the front end part, and I have along with I have did modification on these things, and along with this I've used different tools like 21st Dev, Figma, and like Snitch, and these were the like these were the requirements in front end development. For back end part, I have used Node.js and MongoDB to store the data. I'm using NoSQL database. And for job processing, I have used Redis. So this is a cache database which will store my cache into a RAM. So this will make the automation a lot quicker, and this will so the back end part of the website will be like fetched a lot quicker. And yes, to summarize how you can make a web develop like how can you make a full stack how can you be a full stack web developer? So you can for backend part, so AP, you need to have a basic knowledge of API. What is API? I have also mentioned what is the difference between API and MCP. And then after having a knowledge of API, you can learn either of these databases, Postgre, MySQL, and NoSQL, which is a MongoDB. So you can host it on MongoDB Compass or MongoDB Atlas. For Pharmacovigilance, I have posted in MongoDB Atlas, which is hosted in cloud. Which is hosted in cloud. So this is not hosted locally. And for the backend language, you can learn JavaScript, but the like if you it's like Python is a lot easier. So you can integrate Python for your backend website. And for framework, you must have to learn different how to write different syntax for React. And the libraries, Tailwind libraries are already available on their website, so you don't have to learn that from scratch. And if you want to design a front end, these are the must-have languages that you have to learn. You have to have an idea about HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. So
That's
thank
a
you so much,
really
sir.
lovely explanation. Dr. Sakil has a question to ask. He has raised his hand. Dr. Sakil, are you available?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
please.
please go ahead with your question, sir.
Yeah, first I would like to congratulate Nikhil. Such a wonderful work, Nikhil. It's really a wonderful, and it's a kind of translational work that every student can use to enhance their activity or productivity, definitely.
Thank you
But
so
Nikhil,
much.
I was there in Naiper around 5 years, and I spent 2 years with Payam at that time during my Naiper. So what I feel, it's my suggestion, just a kind of suggestion, because I feel you are the right person to do one activity that remained from the last 5 years in the Naiper. So at that time when I was in Naiper, we are planning. I discussed so many times with the Sarma sir and some other PhD scholars as well. So we are planning to develop such kind of any interactive kind of website for our department of pharmacology. So where we can put all the faculty and all our alumni of pharmacology to connect them. So I think you are the right person, and you can do in that way as well to try to develop some kind of that your legacy will be there. Okay, the Nikhil developed this kind of site and it's continue going forward for some other kind of persons.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I personally attended your PhD thesis defending. Like I was there in your
Yes, yes.
defense.
Yeah, I know,
Yes.
Mimi. Yes.
Absolutely. The next speaker is also Dr. Sakil only with us. So, Nikhil, I will be really appreciate you for taking out time on this weekend. I know there's a holiday Naiper out there, but you took out time. Shared your entire and you actually demonstrated your experience of how do you create a front end, N8N programming and back end properly with all the tools. I'm really thankful to you for providing such an insightful session. Really, I was engrossed myself. I've got to learn because from pharma background we feel हमारा कुछ काम ही नहीं है. We don't belong in this field. But you have raised an epitome of, you have changed this mindset. So that absolutely has a lot of, phenomenal work and a lot of credibility to you. And once again, I would like to present a small token of appreciation to you for serving as a resource person for this boot camp. And I hope that a lot of people, they'll be catching up with you on LinkedIn, and surely they will get to learn a lot from this. And hoping to see Coach, Nectic, and Pharma Khabri live soon on the browsers.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
All
much.
right, all right. So Barsha, are you available?
Yes, sir.
We can start with the introduction of the next speaker.
Thank you, Nikhil. So moving on further towards the session, I'd like to invite our next speaker, Dr. Shakil Ahmed. Dr. Shakil Ahmed is an expert in scientific writing and pharmaceutical research communication. With a strong academic and research background, he has contributed to multiple publications and research projects. He specializes in guiding students on how to write high-quality research paper, review articles, and scientific documents. His session focuses on clarity, structure, and impactful communication in research. Dr. Ahmed is passionate about enhancing the research capabilities of pharmacy students. He also provides insights into career opportunities in research and academia. His teaching style is practical and detail-oriented. He plays a crucial role in developing future researchers and scientific writers. So, I request Dr. Shakil Ahmed to proceed with the session.
Yeah, thank you, Varsha, for
Dr. Sakil, we
introducing me.
invite
Such
you
a
for this session. Really very grateful that you accepted the invitation and looking forward for your session because I've been 2 years with you. I know the amount of the plethora of knowledge that you bring to the table. So thank you so much for accepting the invite.
yeah. Thank you, Payam. Thank you. So I will share. I am just sharing my screen. Please let me know if it's visible. Yeah, is it visible?
Yeah, absolutely. It's visible, sir.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. I think it's 12. Yes, yeah. So it's a kind of shifting, as I will also told how we can translate from raw data to impactful publication. So it's now the time we are shifting from AM to PM. So that's why from good morning to good afternoon. So I think all are awake now. And so I will just briefly talking about like as Payam is the topic related to the scientific writing and publication alchemy. So I in this topic we will basically, as I understand, so most of the our audience are basically related to those who has a kind of just a brief kind of awareness about the publication and what are the right kind of approach we need to inculcate in our daily habits to give the impactful publication. So I will talking about those kind of aspects. So it will be a kind of session where I will touch upon the all aspect related to the publication writing as well as and convert those publication or manuscript into the impactful scientific publication in various different kind of journals. So let's basically start with the what is basically the first thing is what is scientific writing. So as we are generally the topic is related to the scientific writing because why we need to understand it, what is scientific writing, because if you see there are so many kind of writing. It's not only scientific writing. If you see and if you check the domain or the available literature, you will find so many kind of writing type, like scientific writing is one of the kind, and medical writing and blog writing and so many on different kind of documentation writing, regulatory writing. So there are so many kind of writing, but we are especially focused on scientific writing. So what basically the purpose of scientific writing? Scientific writing is related to the if we here you can see it's how it different from the another, because scientific writing is a objective and evidence based structure kind of writing. So where the why the scientific writing is important for the scientific community, because whenever we are doing any kind of scientific research, so we need to communicate that research so that every scientist work in the world can reproduce the same result or same kind of research what you are doing. So that's the kind of credibility, or that's the kind of the purpose what we can achieve from the scientific writing. So it's a kind of writing where we will do any kind of research and we can translate that research into the communication. So that's a kind of scientific writing. But yeah, it's a kindly a scientific bet, evidence based. It's not like we are doing any kind of without evidence based or this kind of document. We generally known with a different kind of approach and different kind of documentation. So we are only focusing on how we can inform, engage, and advance knowledge by doing research and communicate it. So basically, there are some key principles whenever we are trying to write writing in a scientific domain. There are some principles because most of the things, the scientific writing should be clear. It's not complex. We will discuss these points in detail in our upcoming slides, like how the clarity will be more impactful when we compare to the complexity. Definitely. And another principle is scientific. Whenever you write a scientific paper or scientific document, so there should be a precision in it. It's not like you are doing any kind of there is no consistency. You are doing this kind of approach, and that suddenly you will change your approach to another format. So this should be not there in the scientific documentation, a scientific manuscript. So what basically it indicates? So in scientific writing documents, the precision is more important than decoration. It's not kind of we can decorate these kind of different aspects and it's related to the no. In scientific writing, the precision is more important, clarity is more important, and apart from that, logic is more important than the length. We are trying, so we can see so many publications or so many public papers which publish. So we think we saw the length is very they are very lengthy as compared to some very reputable journals paper. So what basically it indicates, so the logic should be there. It's not like we are hiding the logic in the length in the length of the paper. So in this scenario, we will also discuss why the length should be not our focus. Instead, we should focus on the logic. So try to understand it. So the total aim of good scientific writing is to turn your data, which is you are using, or because we are most of are in pharma or in other domain, we are in our our B.Pharm, our B.Pharm, and in our masters. So we are involving in any kind of project work where we are generating the data and generating the data. And so what we need to do, so basically a good scientific writing can turn this data into a knowledgeable and that document can impact your publication journey or academic journey as well. So if you talk about, so now we understand why, because what is the good publication writing. So the another way is why good research need great writing, because this is very important. It's not like we are talking about the good writing skills, but why the good writing skills is required for the good, because what you will see, there are so many great studies, so many, it's you will find the abundant of work, abundant of data generated throughout the study, but the study is rejected. Why? Because there is a poor presentation of the data and poor presentation of the things. So that's why, that's the one point why we need a good writing skills to present our good research. Because if you don't have a great writing or good writing skills, so our good research is also rejected. That's why. So if you see, because excellent work can unnoticed if poorly written. That's why I'm talking. And some person are also like publish or perish, because we are also in the era where there is a publication mill or paper mill where the people are more focused on the volume instead of the quality. So that's the another kind of thing. Because if you compare the quality versus quantities, the quality will always win. Definitely. So what people are trying to do, they are increasing their volume in the very kind of unreputed journal. I've said the volume is increased, but the kind of approach we need to focus with the great writing, we can increase the quality. We give just output as a two paper in a year, so that, but the quality is important over there. So it's about how we can publish better. So for publishing better, we need a great writing or good writing skills. Another important thing is, so because most of our thinking, so publication is, it's not related to the talent, because many of us, we believe that, okay, we don't have a proper English, we don't know a good talent, how we don't know about how actually we need to write a receipt. Because try to understand, writing is a skill, it's not a kind of inbuilt skill. So it need to be developed, or anyone can learn it, but it would come with the practice. Whenever you will do practice, it will improve your writing skills. And writing itself is a skill, so you need to practice. So what you need to do, you need to practice, take feedback, and then revision on their based on their feedback. So that's very important, because good research discover great, because you see, good research, what it can do, you can discover a very wonderful invention or wonderful discovery. But if you are not delivering or communicate in a good manner, so it will not deliver perfectly. So writing is important to deliver your good research to the scientific community. So that's why the good writing skill is also required for a good research. Ultimately, if you don't have good writing skills, so your research will not get that impactful recognition as getting the earlier things. Okay. So now, what we are going to do, we are, as there is one terminology in the title itself. So alchemy concept, what this actually means. So let me just explain to you the concept, because as we are aware of this terminology. So the meaning of this terminology is very simple. To convert anything into the we can say the precious, or in like it's a kind of earlier organic, or it's a kind of chemistry where the raw material is converted into the gold kind of thing. So it's a kind of word where we are using it for the publication, like how we can convert our raw data into a real world impactful publication. So this is the concept we are introducing as alchemy concept. So what does it mean? So we have a raw data. What we do a structured manuscript from this raw data and publish this paper, and ultimately once it published it, we have a of a research as a research impact. So this is the step, like how, what step we can follow to get our publication our manuscript published and get the impact that it really deserves. So it started with the idea, like once we need to start, we need to identify the question gap. And as Nikhil is also discussed, as here all CodeNet AI tool, which can also give you the idea if if you get the chance to work on it. Definitely, these kind of tool will help you to identify the gap, identify the novelty, and these kind of idea you can generate, or you can read those papers and those reports, and you can get those kind of idea. So your idea should be have so many publications, so it will not get you the complete impact of your research. Yes, after that, once you have an idea, you will proceed to data generation. So you will implement that idea into the actual research. You will collect data, organize and analyze it. Then you must have a story. It's not kind of thing you just have an idea and you have a data but you don't have a story. So there should be a story in a complete manuscript. If you have a story, you know how I need to narrate this data into the writing. So this must be there. A story should be there. And once you have a story, that can be converted into a manuscript. So, but as I told you, the key principle, the clarity should be there, precision should be there, and logic should be there. So once you have, or you combine all the key concepts, then you can go for the publication. And in publication itself, it's not like we are most aware like, okay, the good writing skill is only enough. Okay, if you have a good writing skill, we can publish. But no, there are some other kind of factors as well. Because in our earlier session, I already discussed key points like public writing is a one kind of aspect we are generally aware about the publication. But another aspect is related to the journal, right journal, what we choose, right kind of approach we need to follow, and other aspect as well we will discuss in this in upcoming slide as well. So once you selected the right journal for your manuscript, then it gets published, and once it published, it will create a value, influence the science and inspire the future. Definitely, if you have let's suppose you did this research and you publish it, so scientific community will aware about it. Okay, you have done this work and what is your findings. So based on your findings, he or she will create another idea, another hypothesis, another kind of research he or she will do in future. So definitely it will create a value for you as in your academic growth, but it will also create some kind of evidence for the upcoming or the future researcher. So how they can develop, how they can use your research into their future work. So what you need to do, you need a great research in the beginning, because see, this is also an important part. If you don't have a great research, so there is no way to whatever you write in a good way or good kind of approach you will follow, but you don't have a sufficient amount of justification or sufficient amount of data to prove your research, so that will also not get published or not get into the publication domain. So then once you have a great research, then you need to smartly transform it into a difference, and that will make a complete impact in the research community as well as your growth. So now come toward the, okay, we understand how the workflow will work, but now we are focusing on this, like how this manuscript should be written and what are different part, and what are the way we need to follow, and what a reviewer generally see your manuscript when they are assessing it for a peer review process. So coming to there is one one thing that I must clarify over here. So I write a manuscript over here. Why? Because until or unless your work should not publish, we call generally it as a manuscript. Once it's published, then we call it as a paper, either research paper, review paper, whatever you have. But till now, we are not at the publication stage. We called it as a manuscript. So that's why we are taking it as a manuscript. So this is the basically a structured format of what a manuscript follow in their sequential manner. So there is one kind of format what we known as a M.Pharm format. So here I generally indicate introduction, as we are talking about here. M stand for method, R stand for results, A somehow A for end, and D for discussion. A is alternatively used somewhere in other kind of approach as well, but here we are taking it as a general kind of sense. Okay, so this is the format of main text. Try to understand it. This is the format for main text. Whatever your manuscript, the main text should have these kind of headings. So this is the M.Rad for approach. But other things are also there which are not included in the emerald format. Like you must have, this is title, you must have abstract, you must have conclusion. This also vary as per the journal to journal, and some other kind of formatting are also there which you need to put in your manuscript while you writing and while you follow any kind of journal, particular journal. So as per their requirement, you have to include some other headings as well. But I'm talking, okay, you know, these kind of formatting or these kind of headings you must have. But I'm talking about what actually a reviewer looks in these headings. This is very important because ultimately, when you write your manuscript and you send it to for in any kind of journal, so what will be there as a next step? So as a reviewer, because I already reviewed more than 50 manuscripts in very reputed journal, high impact factor, 10 impact factor, 11 impact factor journals. I reviewed so many manuscripts, around 50 plus manuscripts. So I'm talking about my perspective. Whenever I get any kind of manuscript or any kind of review invitation, so what I look for. So these kind of things I am trying to deliver you, like what I or reviewer look in your manuscript. So that's very important because ultimately, when you will not understand the need of reviewer, you will not write in that manner, or you will not think in that manner itself. So in title, try to understand title is the first impression. I always whenever you will get the opportunity to review any kind of manuscript, you will get a mail from the journal, and what you will get at a first line, you will get a title. Why? Because title is the first impression. You will read the title and you will understand, okay, the title is this, whether it's related to my work or not, whether it's related to this journal scope or not. So title is your first impression. So try, whenever you are trying to write a manuscript, try to be write a title in a way that title should be self-explanatory, and it should be like, okay, when any person read title, he or she would be aware that, okay, this paper is related to me, and this paper is under the scope of journal itself, and this paper can definitely catch me. So this is the approach you need to follow for the title. So title should be explanatory, concise, and it should be specific. It's not like we are writing anything or we are writing it so much informative. No, it should be concise, specific, and informative. Like it would give me, okay, generally what title should have study design, then what it actually measured, like outcome, we can say as a primary outcome or primary endpoint, and what actually it's related to. So these kind of information generally we need to get from the title. So this is how we can write a title in that kind of things. So another aspect is abstract. So abstract is most read section. Okay, I got to know a title is related to my work, but go next, I will go to the abstract. So that's why when you see the mail from the editor to review any kind of manuscript, what he or she did, he send you the title in first line, and at the bottom of the email you will find the abstract. Why? Because he or she, the editor of the journal, will guide you. Okay, we have attached the abstract for your review. You can just take a look on the abstract and try to check whether it's aligned with your scope or aligned with your field, aligned with your expertise or not. So abstract is the most read section to get complete idea about because abstract is related to the all other kind of these sections. Once you read the abstract, you will get a briefing about all these kind of sections. Okay, what I'm going to get in the manuscript, and what approach they are following, and what the result they are they got from the studies. But important consideration is this: title should not be too much informative, because we saw so many abstract in a reviewing process itself. So abstract is around 1 page, 2 page, 300 word, 350 word, 400 word. So this should be not there. Abstract, the general recommendation, what most of the reputed journal you will find is around 150 to 250 words. So that's a basic, it's a kind of, because it will definitely vary, but standard, or we can say it's a kind of guideline that most of the journal follow for the abstract wording. So it should be around in 150 to 250 words. And believe me, so many reputed journal, whenever you will increase this number, let's suppose one journal accept 250 words, when you increase this number by only 251 word, it will not accept your abstract. You need to reduce one word to submit your manuscript. So that's kind of approach you need to follow. So that's why it is important, because whenever you are preparing any kind of manuscript, you need to first decide where you are going to target or which journal you are going to target. If you are aware of that journal and aware of the guideline of that journal, you will prepare, okay, I need to get my abstract in 150 word itself. I feel if it will increase the word, then it will not get accepted, and I have to rework it to reduce the word count. So that's why, and ultimately, if you're not aware about the journal guidelines, so definitely you have to rework and you have to invest so much time on the abstract by reducing it further. Because generally, what we prefer, we are writing each and every aspect in two informative ways. So that does not require for the journal perspective as well. And apart from that, as a reviewer, we don't have too much time. Like, okay, we are investing so much time on the abstract. No, we are just need the abstract in a way that we get the required information from the abstract, and we decided, okay, when we need to go with this or not. That's the kind of approach a reviewer follow. And this is the kind of reviewer approach, but believe me, this is also a approach for the editor itself as well, because I am also working as a editorial board in two or three journals. So here what I will assess, so basically title and abstract are the key aspect which I need to decide, okay, this paper should be in our journal or not. So that's the kind of approach the both editor as well as reviewer follow. Another important thing is introduction. So as a reviewer basically, or reader should also know the problem, what problem you are addressing, and the gap is existing with the problem, and what are the objective, what are the approach, what are the kind of research work you are going to tackle this gap or address this gap to tackle the problem. So this is the thing you must get into your introduction itself. So it should develop what it generates. It should develop a context, highlight the gap, and state your objectivity. So that's very clear way. And believe me, a good abstract, a good introduction should have only 2 or 3 paragraph. It's not like too much introduction. After this session, you can go to the nature journal, science journal, and you will just try to see their introduction. It's a kind of two para introduction, because we don't need to state so many things. Okay, this, everything we are trying to aid in the introduction. No, we don't need. We directly come to the problem and tell the gap, and then what are the objectives we are addressing. That's 1 or 2. You can see, okay, 1 para for problem, 1 para for gap, and 1 para for object. 3 para are the most standard format that journal basically follow, or you will find in the good publications in or like Nature or Lancet papers you will find. Apart from that, another aspect is like, okay, we are seeing, we are checking, okay, method should be how we write method, because as I told you, it's a scientific communication. So it should be delivered in a manner. So if I want to do the same kind of research, it should be reproducible. The steps I follow, if anyone in the world follow the same step, the result should be same. Yeah, there will be variability of 5% plus minus, but yes, the outcome should be similarly matching with our outcome. So that kind of methods now that totally depend on you. Okay, how you write the methodology that it can reproduce with the other researchers as well. So this kind of approach you need to follow, because in method there is no as such guideline or word restriction from the journal. So you can decide, okay, how much in depth you need to write it, and how much what type of content you will get add in the methodology section itself. Then come to the result section. The result section should only have data. So that's very important, because you will find so many papers where result and discussion are they write in a simultaneous way. Okay, both the things are in the result and discussion section, but ideally the result section should have only result, only data, not discussion, because there is a separate discussion section for this, how you are interpreting this result and what kind of novelty these results are providing. So basically, what should be there in it has a data, table, figure, and the result section should revolve around these kind of things. Then in discussion, you will explain these things. You will discuss interpretation of these results, like what is the meaning of it. If you are getting the X amount of results, what is the meaning of why it matters, and what's the new? Because the earlier people did not get that kind of result. No, these things you need to discuss. means the context you need, the result you need to discuss with the earlier available literature. So that's the kind of things. And the conclusion is kind of take home message. Okay, if anyone want to take home message, they just read the conclusion and get the idea. Okay, this is the kind of thing thinking of, this is the they
Uh,
are.
Dr. Sakil,
Yeah.
so sorry to interrupt. There's one query that can you suggest any AI tools for writing the publication or any AI tools which can help in, easing the because manuscript writing is not an easy job. So what is your take upon
Yeah,
this? Do you
yeah,
know any tools? Can you suggest something to our students?
yeah, Payam. Yes, Payam. We have already, I think, one or two slide for the AI. So I will definitely discuss in the slide.
All right. No issue.
So the key concept is remember, because a well-structured paper tells a story. Because if the paper is well-structured, so everyone will know. Okay, I have introduction. Now the methodology is there. Okay, now methodology I read, I have results. So results and method should be overlap. Like whatever the result we are getting, so methodology should be there for that particular result. So that's why we are taking like it should be reproducible. So another aspect is there are some kind of practical skills for writing. It's not, as I told you, so writing is not a kind of a skill that it's an inbuilt. No, it's a kind of skill that develop as we practice. So there are some kind of practical. Let me tell you how, like, what is the, as I told you, it should be clear. So first key principle is the clarity should be there. How? Let's suppose the sentence should be short, very short sentence, one idea per sentence. Believe me, the short sentence deliver your idea more impactfully than the long sentences. So I have taken also some examples in the bottom side. I will discuss like how you can narrow down your long sentences into the short sentences. And generally, what you will find, most of the manuscript use active voice as compared to the passive voice. So try to use your side like writing direct and engaging. Okay, use active voice as much as you can, and avoid jargons, because we are generally bound with the use of the jargons in our manuscript. So we need to avoid these kind of things. So we are just taking from the here like what the other things they are using in the. We will understand how jargon can totally disrupt your manuscript flow as well. So what should be avoided? Like redundancy should not be there. It's not like I read the same thing in the methodology or same thing in the introduction and same thing repeated in the discussion. So that's not the good way to write. So we should be aware, okay, the redundancy should not be there, because we need to respect the reader's time as well. We need to respect the reviewer's times. We need to respect the editorial time. So there is, it's a kind of scientific community. We can say we need to respect the time value of the scientific community. So we don't want, okay, we deliver the same thing to the readers for in the introduction. Now we are delivering the same things. No, we need to respect their time. So, and redundancy, believe me, if the reviewer or any kind of reader finds your redundancy in the your manuscript, he will lost his or her interest in your manuscript. So that's also important, because redundancy should not be there. Poor flow should not be there in your manuscript. The flow should be consistent and a structured manner, and it will give an idea to reviewer. Okay, I read this structure, and he will get the idea from the introduction, what I am going to read in the next step as well. So that kind of flow should be there in. And over claiming results, it's not like we are exaggerating our results. It's like, okay, we are getting so much enormous results, so much wonderful result, and it's very huge outcomes. No, these kind of statements generally avoid it. And believe me one thing, there are, you will find so many papers retracted just because of this, because the authors over claiming their result, exaggerated their result in a way that they did not get it. Why? They write, okay, we are getting wonderful results, we are getting enormous results. No, these kind of basically non-technical or non-scientific language should not be used in the manuscript. No, results should be right in a manner. Whatever we are getting, a similar kind of approach we need to follow. No, we don't need to exaggerate our result. So here are some sentences. See, this is a sentence like if you see how it written, it is observed that the utilization of proposed methodology leads to enhancement in performance. But try to see it. If you are a skilled person, how you can convert it? The proposed method improve performance. That's it. Only 5-6 sentences deliver that complete information in a very short and succinct manner. That is how the clarity, the sentence framing, the flow should be there. Because see, the result of the study are discussed in this section. Why? Because these are the jargons. The outer word, the other words which are not required are generally known as a jargon, because we are using so much of these kind of terminology or these kind of words. So we need to avoid this section, generally discuss the results. Another thing is clarity should also be come from, like see this sentence: a significant number of sample was analyzed and it was found that. So what does the meaning of significant number? So it's ambiguous because it does not give any clarity about the number. So while we're writing, we need to focus on the exact clarity, like, okay, we just analyzed 200 samples. And from the 200 sample, we found this. That is the clarity that we are giving for the scientific community. So clarity should be there. And actually we need to avoid these kind of terminology which does not give any kind of clarity, because it's a kind of thing that we are hiding from the scientific community. Okay, significant number, but what is the significant number? Significant number is a kind of broad terminology. We can't predict it how much it should be. But yes, if you clearly mention it, then we get idea. Okay, this much number is 200. So understand it. The great writing is not about the complex idea. Complex idea, everyone can write it, and these are the complex ideas. The same thing is when it converted into clear idea, so it gives the clarity, it gives the more and like, let's suppose, see, here are two lines and here are only one line, so it's look more attractive, more appealing, and more readerness. So that's kind of approach we need to follow. So then let's move, like, okay, we understand the formula, or we understand the skill, we understand the structure. Now these are the important thing, because if you see this figure, table, and visual storytelling is also played a significant role, because as we are all human beings, and whatever is our first instance is, the first impression is basically the put the manuscript or perception regarding the manuscript in our mind. So because first thing, let me tell you, whenever we read any manuscript or review any manuscript, after title and abstract, what we generally go for? We go for the data, we go for the figure, we go for the storytelling, these kind of approach. That will give you idea how their data is. So if our third step is after title or abstract is to go for the data or go for the visual representation, so that means this also plays a significant role. Whether I should go for the text, reading the text or not. So this will give you idea. So you must be aware. This is very important, because clear visual can save so much time of readers as well. Because if you compile your story in a single figure, so it will be very helpful for the reader as well to you just see your figure and get complete idea of the your study as well. But what is important for publishable figures? Because there should be simplicity. It's not like it's a very complex data. No, we need to remove all the clutter that does not require, and we need to show only those aspects in the figure that are required or that are matter for the study. It's not like we are adding too much clutter in the figure and that's look very heavier figure that we need to give so much time to understand it. No, it should be very simple. And the label clarity should be there. We need to use clear labeling, clear unit, and clear readable font. It's not like, because you will see these kind of like this thing is generally mostly preferred, or mostly you will see journal basically recommend some guideline for this, like how you use label, how you use unit, what font you will use in your manuscript if you are submitting your manuscript in our journal. So this you will get over there. And then the figure should be, as I told you, self-explanatory. So I should not spend so much time on that. And believe me, when we are giving review on these figures, so we are giving 1 or 2 minutes to these kind of figures. If you are satisfied with the figure, we proceed further. Otherwise, it's a kind of a complete selection of a manuscript, whether it will proceed for the peer review or not, it will proceed for the journal or not, only took 1 or 2 minutes. Because that's why there is a one terminology, we called it as a desk rejection. We will discuss it further in the slide. Because desk rejection is a kind of your manuscript, just I saw your manuscript and rejected. That's a kind of approach that editorial member can follow, as well as reviewer also following the same while reviewing your manuscript. So see, this is overcrowded figure. But if you see, this overcrowded figure can be converted into a simple, clear labeling figure. It's a kind of self-explanatory. We don't need to spend so much time here. I need to go, okay, this line is this line is this, here it is. No, it's taking time, too much time. But here It's a simple kind of format. Here, clear labeling, how you can see, okay, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4. What does actually denote? Because there should be a clear labeling here. This is a database A, and this is the model A1 and 2. This is the clear labeling. How clear labeling can affect your representation? So definitely, when you are moving any kind of figure, table, and visual storytelling, it should be simple. Label should be clear, and it should be self-explanatory. Because try to understand, your figure should talk itself. We don't need to spend so much time on it. Okay, so your figure should the talking that as I told you, and design it so reader understand it in a second. So that's the approach basically you need to follow whenever you're writing a manuscript. Next, how, as I told you, okay, you have like a good idea, good research you did, but you have written it in a very well manner. But how you select the journal? Because journal selection is also one of the important criteria to get your manuscript accepted. You did a very wonderful work, very wonderful written manuscript, but you did select a the kind of journal which is not in the scope of your study. So that will completely reject your manuscript in a desk kind of rejection. So journal selection is also important for acceptance as well as give you a higher visibility and higher impact as well as higher acceptance to your study as well or your manuscript. So if you are selecting the kind of journal which is in your scope of your study and which is aligned with your field of study, so that will definitely give you high visibility. And people generally prefer, let's suppose I did a research in stroke. So if I submit my research in a stroke journal, so definitely it will be a great impact. Okay, if he or she did his research on stroke and he published in his journal of stroke itself. So it's a kind of visibility, the scope, the alignment, and the audience, all things are matched. And when the all these kind of things are come on a same platform, it will definitely give you more clarity, more visibility, and more recognition to your research study as well. So then how we can basically match the scope? So first thing is you must match scope of your study with the journal, whether it is fitting in your journal scope or not. Once you open any kind of journal website, you will find the scope at the front page. What are the scope of journal? What are the different kind of studies they are accepting in their journal? So you need to read those kind of scope, whether it's matching with your study or not. Then another thing is indexing matter, because it's not like, okay, I have just I have just opened a journal and the journal is not indexed anywhere. I search on it at Google, it's not indexed on the Google itself, and it's not coming in the search. So how it will give you the recognition, or how it will give the visibility to our study? So that's also important whenever you are going for any kind of submission process for the journal. Try to understand few important things, few metrics point, like where it index. Basically we are seeing the impact factor, because these are the metrics. Side score, these are the side score, like the Scopus index journal basically have a side score, Web of Science index journal have an impact factor. So these kind of idea you need to understand. Okay, this will give you a visibility over there in their platform. PubMed index, Google Scholar index, or other Cochrane review index. These kind of indexing will be there. So you are because let's suppose a journal A has an indexing in 5 platform. So your paper will be visible on those 5 platforms. But on the other hand, a journal has a 15 index in the 15 platform. So definitely your paper will appear on the 15 platform. So it will give more visibility to your paper. So just try to choose that journal which basically give you more visibility. And one important concern is, because we are aware so many predatory journals. Predatory journal are those journal which mimic themselves as a very reputable journal. And they generally mimic the name of those highly reputed journal. Just a very small tweaking in a 1 or 2 words. So those who are not aware about the predatory journal, they think, okay, this is very reputable journal. I submit their manuscript, and they did not go for the peer review process. They did not go follow the recommendations or guideline that are recommended for the ethical perspective. So they just publish your work, and your work will not get any kind of visibility, and it is also not considered good for the academic growth or your personal growth as well. So try to avoid those kind of predatory journals. So what are the predatory? As I told you, they publish very rapidly. You submit today, after 3 or 4 days, your paper will be online. Transparent, because there is no as such peer review process. They don't have any kind of impact factor, any kind of metrics as there. the quality. You will, when you will see their site, ultimately those who are experienced writer, they will just see their website and understand, okay, this is not the right journal. This is the very predatory journal. And you will find so many mail. Okay, Dr. Ahmed, we are inviting you to submit your manuscript in our latest issue. These kind of emails continuously you will get. So these kind of basically, once you will identify any kind of such issue, you will just understand this is predatory journal, and we don't need to follow such kind of journals. Yes, and then as I told you, aim and scope you must check. Then also try to check whether any kind of similar article or similar kind of study they publish, which is basically any recently. So that will also give you an idea. Another aspect is acceptance rate, because some journal has a very low acceptance rate. Because if you see, like let's suppose a journal have acceptance rate of 10%. So that means whenever 100 submission are there, only 10 are accepted and 90 are already rejected. So that's a kind of acceptance rate. You must be aware of the acceptance rate. If you a journal has a 50% acceptance rate, so your paper should have a 50% chance it will accept or reject. But if it has a 10%, so your paper has a 10% chance, 90% chance it will reject. So that's the kind of, you need to aware of the acceptance website itself. Okay, so that's the come here. Like if you choose smartly today, it will give you a stronger impact tomorrow. Because if you target a good journal, definitely it give you visibility. Visibility give you citation, and citation give you a impact on your profile. So choose wisely whenever you are choosing, and submit with confidence. Okay, that's the journal. Believe me, I submitted more than 30 manuscript, and during the 30 manuscript process, our manuscript does not return to us for any single journal. Okay, this journal does not align with your study scope. No, we just do some homework and we submitted our manuscript, and the manuscript directly go for the peer review process. That's how the journal matters more. Journal selections matter more. That's the kind of approach we need to follow. Another aspect is like, okay, you submit. Now, here you submit your manuscript, you choose the journal, right journal, and your manuscript is submitted. But how about the submission to acceptance process? What are the things that you need to take care? And what are the different process that followed before the acceptance, in between the submission to acceptance process? So these are the things. Like whenever you are submitting a manuscript, there is one cover letter strategy, which basically asked by the journals. You need to submit a cover letter which basically indicate why your work is important, why your work is so much important to our journal, and what it actually give, what is the originality, what is the significance, and why it fit for the journal. And during the cover letter, try to understand it. We need to be very polite, we need to be very professional, concise, as well as we need to be confident our work. That's the first thing. Because in many journal you will find editor will not read your manuscript as well. He will not go for your title or abstract as well. He will just go for the cover letter. Whatever you are delivering in the cover letter, he will or she will just try to see, okay, this does not align with our journal. Okay, just a desk rejection kind of things. So try to inculcate or write the cover letter in a way it will align with the author's one very important thing that we followed while we try to identify any kind of journal. Instead of these kind of event, what I generally prefer, I will also cross check the editorial profiles as well, because that will give me an idea about the editors, what their field is, and how what their work is related to, and what they can think about this work. So that will also get how I can deliver my idea to that editor or chief editor itself. So that's also a one kind of approach you can follow while submitting your manuscript. Then once the manuscript is submitted, it will go under the peer review process. As I told you, peer review process is a kind of process where your manuscript sent to those expert or those faculty member or any expert related to your field, who can give you ideas critically, or we can say who can evaluate your manuscript critically to give you ideas which can improve the quality or authenticity of your manuscript. So that's kind of process which we call as a peer review process. So editor will see, screen the submission, then it's sent to expert reviewer, reviewer evaluate, provide feedback, and then reviewer make a decision. Then reviewer, once the reviewer make a decision, then you need to go for the submission process. And then you can go for other kind of approach as well. Once now these kind of things you follow, then come to the another step. Okay. Once the decision is it, what kind of decision editor will make? Editor will make whether you need to whether he can allow you to revise your manuscript, or it can be directly rejected. So these kind of, whether he or she can give you a minor revision. Okay, you can do these small changes as suggested by reviewer, and you resubmit your work, and we are good to go. Either you can go, he can or she can recommend you the major revision, where you need to address the reviewer concern, as well as do some other kind of research work as well too. And then third approach is he can directly reject. Okay, reviewer give, okay, this work is not novel, not kind of contributing any kind of novelty in the scientific community, he can directly reject it. But important thing is whether rejection is a part of failure. No, rejection is not a part of failure. It's basically a part of process, because so many times you will find a paper, as I already told you, one kind of approach. Because earlier I told you one of our paper we submitted in impact factor of 2 or 3. I exactly don't remember, but it's around 2 or 3. It rejected after the reviewer comment. So reviewer suggested, okay, it's kind of no novelty. Okay. So we thought, okay, it's our first paper, and that's our first paper. I wrote that paper first time in this journey. So that paper we did, we submitted it in another journal, and the impact factor of that journal is around 7 at that time. Now it's around 10. So, and that paper is accepted in that 7 impact factor journal. So that's the kind of process. It's not like if your paper get rejected, it's a failure. No, you need to try in another journal, because it's not kind of by accepting the reviewer comment, it's not like you get rejected. Publication. That's a kind of idea. Don't treat rejection as a failure. Treat it as a improve your manuscript, resubmit your work, and definitely it will publish in a good reputed journal as compared to the earlier one. So the step is journey in nutshell. We can say right journal, choosing the right journal, strong manuscript preparation, then submit with a great cover letter. It will go under the peer review process, revise and improve, and then publish and accept it. So what it suggests basically, so we need to keep learning, keep improving, and keep submitting, because it's so many paper we can see, so many paper get rejected. But important thing is right selection of journal is important. Like scope should be matched. The journal can reject based on the reviewer comments. That's the secondary thing. But you should select the right journal that can give you at least a feedback with the rejection. You can improve, and success is in the process. So that's the complete submission to acceptance process. Now, okay, another important thing is important thing, because this is the process where so many manuscript is rejected. Believe me, when editor give you the comment or give you the revision, after revision your manuscript can be rejected. It's not like you get minor revision or major revision, it should be accepted once you address those revisions. No. If you are not addressing those reviewer concern in a well or in a manner that is at a scientific community want, definitely that can also lead to rejection of your manuscript. So that's why I put this topic over here. So your response, what kind of approach you should follow to address the reviewer concern, or respond, how to respond reviewer in a well, professional and polite manner. So that's very important. That will ultimately give you your acceptance. Yes. So whenever you are addressing the reviewer comments, you should be respectful. You should be professional. You don't need to be harsh, like, okay, this, I will not do this. No, you should be polite. If you are not aligning with the reviewer comment itself, to deliver, okay, this is not aligned, okay, the earlier data suggests this, and we are aligned with the earlier data. So if you want reject any kind of reviewer's comment, but you need to be professional, you need to be polite, and you need to justify why you are not aligning with the reviewer comment. And because important thing is, basically so many scientists are treating reviewer as a critical kind of things. Okay, they don't want our work will publish. No, reviewer are generally want your paper to improve. And as I told you, I review more than 50 manuscript. until or unless manuscript don't have any kind of novelty, I never reject a manuscript. I always give it the point which are improving the authenticity, improving the quality of manuscript. So that's how we are treating the manuscript. Because if the manuscript don't have any kind of novelty, so it will also impact our profile. That how we are evaluating it. No, those manuscripts we directly rejected, but until or unless we are trying to avoid the quality, trying to improve the quality of those manuscripts, trying to give those kind of suggestions which are really really helpful. Another thing is whenever you are addressing the structure is very important when addressing the reviewer comments. So you need to give point by point response. You will find this terminology in every journal's profile. Once you get the revision, you need to give point by point response. What does it mean? You need to address each and every comment in a clear way and in a order that you received. And once you address or revise the manuscript as per the reviewer comment, you need to highlight the manuscript. Okay, we have made this change, and you need to particularly mention. You can check the line number this. We have made the change, and once the reviewer, because reviewer don't have such kind of time that once you revise your manuscript and give it to reviewer again, so he will go again through your manuscript. No, he will directly go the revise sections, and he will check whether you edit those kind of approach or revise your manuscript or not. He will directly go to the address you put, and then he will okay, now the manuscript is perfect. So, and be clear, as concise. That means the word limit or the sentencing should be very concise. It's not like informative one. So, as I told you, if any harsh comment is there, so try to understand. Don't take reviewers' comment personally. They are just for the improving your manuscript. So, and look for the main root cause. Why reviewer gives such kind of comment, and what are the valuable insight from that comment. Try to extract those information from this, and then in case review respond with the fact, as I already told you, you can politely justify your choice, because we are, like, you can say, we are more
So,
aligned
Sakil,
with this choice.
I
Yes.
have a doubt with this. I personally faced this problem. So I've submitted one manuscript on e-cigarettes to one of the journals of Bentham
Okay.
Science, and there were a lot of major revisions which came. So instead of,
Okay.
working on those, we switched the journal. So was that the correct approach, or we should have revised the manuscript? What would have been your take in this case?
No, no. See, the thing is, as you told me, you have received comment from the reviewer, because one thing is important to understand is once you submitted your manuscript, it took so much time, 1 or 2 months.
Hmm.
So, if you are getting the opportunity, either you are receiving a harsh comment or
Yeah.
normal comment. That doesn't matter. But if
Okay.
you are getting an opportunity to revise your manuscript, you must do that kind of thing on first
Okay.
approach, because it will reduce your time once you go for the another journal without addressing those comments. So
Hmm.
there is a possibility that another review will also give you the same comment. That is the
Correct.
possibility is there. If the
True.
reviewer approach or reviewer field is same, you that's the possibility you will get. And another thing is, it will again took 2 or 3 months to get your manuscript
True.
comment, reviewers comment. So that will reduce your time. Definitely, you can try once. If it is aligned, if reviewer agree, then it's fine for you. Otherwise, you can go for the next submission in another journal. So that's
Thank
the
you very
kind
much.
of approach, because it also not give you the confidence in your manuscript. If you are getting the harsh comment and you just go for the another journal, so that means you are not also confident with your work. Whatever you are right, you need to justify that work in a polite manner. So that's the approach generally you need to follow.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And here is one example, like, okay, the methodology is poorly described, that the comment and result are not significant. That's a kind of harsh, it's a kind of things like, okay, reviewer totally demotivate you. Okay, no, your result are not significant. No. So how you can address this? You can first greet reviewers. Okay, thank you for your valuable comments. It's really very helpful. And thank you for letting us know that the methodology is not described as it can reproduce the work for the other work. So now you can completely do, okay, now we have expanded the methodology as this, and we also added a figure that can clearly describe the flow chart. Result section we also expanded, and now we also included some other kind of statistical analysis, and we observed this kind of statistical analysis or statistical power give you that our results are significant. And even these are not significant, that in with respect this, they are also contributing to this aspect of the research as well. So this kind of approach generally we need to follow. Important thing is the communication should be clear, thoughtful response and stronger papers. Try to understand whenever you are going to address any kind of harsh comment, you need to be properly evidence backed. It should be evidence backed, because once you are arguing with the reviewer, so you need to have a proper justification or proper reference for this. Because, and this process is very important because it will give you a chance from objection to acceptance. So you need to be more aware about how to respond to the reviewer. Now, another aspect is the key, how ethics, what kind of ethics are there in scientific writing? Because ethics is the things which can build the trust, and trust build the science, and science is totally built on the trust. If there is no trust, and then science will not work. So there are some kind of ethics which generally seen in the when dealing with the scientific writing. One aspect is plagiarism. So as we all are aware, plagiarism is the kind of practice whenever we are using the other's idea, other's word, or other's data without proper acknowledgement, that's considered under a plagiarism. So here, one important thing I would also like to tell you, we are running our manuscript through the platform like Turnitin, Authenticate, or so many other platforms. And we are writing the manuscript and give the proper citation, proper reference to that kind of sentencing we are taking. And then we run it into a Turnitin, and it shows a plagiarism of 60%. So just try to understand that is not a plagiarism. Plagiarism is always be there when you are using someone's idea but without proper acknowledgement. But here, in case you are properly acknowledgement, okay, this statement is not mine, this statement is taken from that references, but the Turnitin show you the similarity index. That's the kind of indexing we are talking about. We generally call that as a plagiarism report, plagiarism, but it's a kind of similarity report. Similarity report and plagiarism is two different kind of words. Like we are properly acknowledging the other's work, but it's matching with their wordings as well. But what we need to do, we need to just change their wordings and write it in our language and give the proper citation. Okay, this kind of data or this kind of research output is from this, and we have write it in our idea, and this. So that's the kind of similarity index. Generally, a journal mostly prefer below 15% similarity index while we submitting our manuscript. Another kind of so that's why I always cite and always give credit to those who did that wonderful or that impactful research that you are using in your research as well. So another aspect is authorship criteria, because you will see so many platforms which can offer you the authorship in 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. That's unethical practice. Believe me, this is a very unethical practice. There is one guide. There is I can say 2 or 3 guidelines. If you go through those guidelines, you will understand how the authorship can be decided. Who should be the first author? Who should be the second author? Who should be the corresponding author? And what are the responsibilities of the first author? What are the responsibilities for the co-author? Or what are the responsibilities for the corresponding author? Why journal only mail to the corresponding author? Why journal does not contact to resolve any kind of issue and contact with the co-authors? No, journal can directly contact with the corresponding author. Why? Because there are some guidelines like ICMJE guideline, COPS guideline, which basically deal these kind of things. Okay, why? If you see so many journals are, you will find so many journal, whenever you submit a manuscript, send you mail to the all authors, your manuscript is submitted. But so many journals only send to the corresponding author, your manuscript is submitted. So that's a kind of approach, because some journal follows some guideline, some journal follow some guideline. But the ICMJE guideline is the guideline which followed by the most of the journal and most of the prestigious journal like Nature, Lancet, and so many journals you will find. PLOS, PNAS, you will see so many good reputed journals, they are following ICMJE criteria. And these criteria are generally regarded as a standard for their authorship guideline. So you can go through these ICMJ guidelines and check what are the key responsibilities and what are the criteria for the authorship. Another aspect is data manipulation. We can see there are so much issue of fabrication, falsifying. Believe me, if anyone doing such kind of activity today or tomorrow, they will get noticed. It's not like, because as Nikhil talked so much about the AI. So AI is a kind of thing which can also detect these kind of fabrication or falsifications. So if not today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, your research will get notice, okay, this has a data fabrication. So if you have a data fabrication, then what will happen? Your paper get retracted. And once you have a logo or you have a badge like, okay, your one paper is retracted, it will completely as a kind of bad impression in your academic profile as well. Try to do, don't involve in such kind of practice like fabrication, falsification, and any kind of unethical practice. Be honest, be transparent. Whatever
Uh,
your result is,
Dr.
just
Saki,
deliver.
I'd like to quote one example. One of my friend, they submitted in Journal of Diabetology on diabetic foot ulcer one paper. So just few days back, it was accepted, and now after 1 month, few days back only, they got a thing that the image that they are generated has a lot of AI without giving a consent. So now they have to give a complete consent form and they have to replace the image as well. So the point that you told about data falsification and AI, this I is what I said I experienced live from my friend's publication.
Yes, yes, Payam, definitely. That's why I'm in next slide. I will talk how you can acknowledge AI whenever you are using AI. Because important thing is another example I can say one paper is there that basically deal with like how AI can affect the people's thinking ability. It's a kind of systematic review. And after publication, at second day it got retracted because there are some data fabrication in it. So that's the kind of approach, because these kind of things are not valuable, not kind of thing that goes on. No, because as we are thinking, okay, AI is improving, we can use AI, and journal will not notice. No, definitely they are having a huge lots of amount of money. They can spend so much amount on AI. How we can they can control the AI falsification or AI data fabrication. So they are also improving. Just remember this: you can use AI or you can data fabricate your data, but tomorrow or day after tomorrow you will caught they will caught you, and at that time you will get retraction from your paper. So that's why another important thing is a use of AI, because AI can be definitely, as I told you, as Payam is already addressed, AI can assist you. Definitely, you can use AI in assistance. I will also discuss what kind of assistant you will get with the AI. But use one important thing: AI is not responsible for any kind of issue. Authors are only responsible whatever is going in your manuscript. So you must be aware whenever you are using. So AI should be used ethically or in a smart way that journals allowed you or that the guideline allow you, because ICMJE recently updated their guideline in Feb 2026, and they added a complete section about AI, like how you can use AI and what kind of approach you will follow once you are using AI. So that's why I'm discussing over here.
Dr.
You can
Saki,
use,
we
yeah.
have 7 minutes more remaining for
No,
the
no,
session.
I will
If
finish.
we
No, no
okay,
worries.
all
Yeah.
right, sir, all right.
So yeah, then where basically AI can you can use AI in grammar. Basically, you can improve the grammar, you can improve the structure, and you can improve the idea refinement. But AI can't replace critical thinking, novelty, as Payam is already told. Whenever you are using AI for these kind of approach, you must acknowledge AI in your manuscript in acknowledgement section. Okay, we have used AI in the grammar formatting of this manuscript or idea refinement of this manuscript. So that should be particularly acknowledged in the manuscript. So AI is use AI as an assistant, not as a author. So AI can't think independently. You need to put critical thinking in the manuscript to get it ethically publication. So definitely, because integrity is what matters for you throughout the lifetime. You can use AI, but believe me, you can use AI. If you use AI for these aspects, you will get nothing from the journal regarding the AI, and proper acknowledgement is also important, and be transparent. So now, as the publication career, I will just spend few very less time on this. Like quality, you just prefer quality over quantity. You just need to go for profile building, and you not need to collaborate different kind of uh, researchers to get your career growth. And also make profile on Orchid, Google Scholar, and some other kind of profiles where you will get visibility to your time. And then track, analyze, and improve. Track your visibility. Track your comments you are getting on your manuscript. Try how you can improve those kind of things. So that kind of publication strategy is this. So these are the common mistake we already told. Poor novelty is also one kind of things. weak methodology, bad writing, and journal mismatch. These are the important kind of reasons which you get your paper rejected. So now coming to the last slide, I think two are more left, but that's very rare. So clarity should be there, structure, strategy, ethics, and persistence. That will give you a complete publication success. So publication is not like it's a formula you can master definitely. So this is the career opportunity. Once you are expert of these kind of things, you can go for medical writing, go for scientific grant writing, technical writing, and in pharma companies as a freelancer, or so many other kind of you. Because I will not go for these in detail because so many other sessions are there which are dealing with these kind of activities in upcoming sessions or tomorrow's or day after tomorrow definitely. Then my closing statement is like writing is a learnable skill because great writing is a build, not born, as I completely discussed in my throughout the session. And everyone can publish, but with the right approach. And encourage action, like you just start writing today instead of day after tomorrow. You would think, okay, the next best time is basically the time whenever you start is now. You just start and writing and practice and improve, and that will give you clarity as well as more structured format of your manuscript. So with this, thank you. If you have any question, definitely I can answer a few of them. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sakil. We have, one of the feedback from students, Mahi Yadav. She has written, I'm currently working on my first review paper, and this session has helped me a lot. Thank you so much, sir. Seraj Ingle has also told that thank you for taking his query on artificial intelligence in scientific writing. So, do we have any questions up for Dr. Sakil? He's up for the questions. So, the forum is now open to all your questionnaires. We can drop it down. We have 4 minutes. So, only the ones which are prior or the ones which are asked first will be entertained. So, we can quickly. Okay, there's one question from Madhav Mishra, Dr. Sakil. Can you hear me? Dr. Sakil, can you hear me? The voice is breaking. Is my voice breaking? Can everybody confirm whether the voice is breaking? Not able to hear. All,
No problem.
all right. I guess that Dr. Sakil, there's some problem at his end.
Hello.
Yeah. Sir, you're audible now.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So, sir, we have a lot of good feedbacks that have been dropped in the chat box. That one of the girl, Mahi Yadav, was writing her first paper. It has really helped her. And Saraj has also thanked you for clearing his doubt. We have one question from Madhav Mishra. What
Yes.
are the tools for manuscript writing?
Okay. Actually, see, as I told you, there is no as such tool. So many available tool. There is no as such restriction because you can use ChatGPT, Copilot, Perplexity. But what I get as per my experience, most of the like research oriented tool is Perplexity give you more better research oriented output as compared to the ChatGPT or other kind of approach like Copilot and these kind of approach. What I observed, but one thing that you can use any AI tool. There is no such specific tool for the that can be used, but the things that you need to follow that the tool should be used ethically and the intellectual input should be from your end itself. So you can use any tool. When you Google it, like what are the tools for medical writing, you will get the list of complete 50 tools. And LinkedIn, you will get so many post 50 tools for medical writing. But those tools should be ethically used. That's the simple way. You can use any kind of tools.
So Pihu Anand is asking for the slides. Can they get the slides for their
Yeah,
reference and
definitely. I
notes?
will share.
All
No
right.
issue.
All right. We'll share with you. Sir, Varsha Bhardwaj has a question. In which steps of review writing can we unapologetically incorporate the use of AI just enough or below the acceptance level in any journal, below the threshold? Um, so she wants to how much percentage and what steps of review
No,
article you can use
actually,
AI.
this is very important question because right now, if you
Okay.
see, journal are not inclined toward the AI content. They
Right.
are more toward the plagiarism content or similarity index. But
Mhm.
yet, because that's why journal allow you to use AI, but you should acknowledge it. And it's not like there is no, because until or unless you have a intellectual inputs in your manuscript, journal are okay. But once you lost the intellectual input from your end and they will find okay the all the content are from the AI, so that's the major concern where you should be aware of.
All right. So Ujwal Kumar has a question. As a third year B.Pharm student, how should I start writing the paper?
Yeah,
That
actually, first
matters.
you need to create the basics, because that's
Yeah.
why we and Payam, I already talked about this basic core problem, and that's why with the Payam, if Payam will just elaborate you, we have
Yes.
also one course regarding this as
Yes.
well. So that
Uh,
can also give you the basic clarity on this, and it course is a very minimal course, definitely. Whatever you will get the those kind of ideas, those kind of approach to follow, and definitely in B.Pharm third year you can definitely write a good impact paper, and we will guide you in that, because it's a complete course strategy or complete skill
Right.
development course. It's
So
not
this
like
is the
you.
course that Dr. Sakil is talking
Yeah.
about. It's an online certification course for manuscript writing of review and research. It's just at rupees 349. And the modules, you can see it is curated. We have Dr. Wasim and Dr. Sakil also as faculties who will be guiding you from start to end, from scratch, about literature search, the databases, the research gap analysis, structure of a manuscript, the journal selection strategy when you're publishing, and peer review. What are the types of peer review? Single blind, double blind, and the different kinds of career opportunities that you can have after. So, sir had a slide if you watched in today's session. Learning outcomes would be targeting the journal formatting. So, you can contact any of these numbers below if you're interested
Yeah,
in.
I have put also link in the chat box. If anyone
Okay.
interested, they can also go
Sure.
for the link.
So you can also drop down your this thing queries on these numbers. Our team will definitely get back to you.
Definitely.
Um, there was one more doubt, sir. Just if we can address that as well.
Yes, yes.
It was by someone. How to cite AI was the doubt. Yeah, Madhav Mishra is asking, how do we cite AI if we use the AI?
Okay. In there is one section in the acknowledgement. There is called as a acknowledgement. Basically ICMJ guideline recommended whatever the goes or whatever the reason you are using the AI, you should cite with the proper, like we use the AI in the data analysis and we use the AI for the grammatical check in that acknowledgement section itself. So one or two line you just mentioned AI is used to improve the flow of that manuscript or improve the content of that manuscript. Yeah, for use for the data analysis. There are particular wording in the acknowledgement section.
Alright. Sir Shahazim Ali is asking, what is the minimum percentage of plagiarism that is accepted in a plagiarism report?
Yeah, ideally for the most of the journal that accepted 15 or less than 15% is recommendable.
Okay. Hetvi Bhatt has a question. For the first time review author, what are the most important criteria while choosing a good journal? Yeah, predatory journal. So this is an important question that she's asking about the
So
publication.
as I told you, predatory journals are there are few points you need to check. You need to check their papers, how much time they are taking to publish it. You will find 2 or 3 days they are publishing your paper. They don't have any kind, they does not specify any kind of approach they are following for the peer review process in their site. Their site is look like, okay, it's made from a very unprofessional manner. And they are claiming different kind of things. Our we are indexing here. You whenever you go for that indexing and search that kind of their journal, you will not find that journal, and they are claiming as their most reputable journal, and their
Hmm.
name will match to those that are very reputable journals. So these kind of approach you will follow for those journals.
All right. So, Dr. Sakil, you really did justice to the title, Alchemy. It was a really alchemy of a real world impact of publish or perish. And it was really a wonderful topic that you have brought for us, scientific writing and publications. The magic, the art of writing a manuscript, of structuring and constructing, articulating the words and incorporating it into a particular journal as a publication. That's amazing and phenomenal the way you have catered the entire session, countered the queries of the students. I'm really thankful for you to accept the invitation for today's session and serving as a resource person for this exclusive boot camp. So really thankful for your time.
Thank you, Payam. Thank you.
All right. And the rest of the participants, it is time for the lunch break. So at 2 sharp, we will be having Mr. Sushant Warekar joining live from London. And he is working in A1 Pharmaceuticals, which is a multinational company, who will be providing insights about the competitive intelligence, business development, pharmaceutical industry at a global perspective. So Mr. Sushant Warekar will be live with us as per the Indian Standard Time of 2. And he'll be joining at the Australian at the UK time. So all of you kindly be back by 2 because we'll be having exclusive sessions, and then we'll be having sessions of Miss Vanshika today, and Dr. Tanya's session is shifted to 8:30. Okay, so Mr. Asim's session will be tomorrow because of unfortunate circumstances. So today we'll be having Dr. Tanya and Miss Vanshika and Mr. Sushant session, the three sessions lined up today. So stay connected, and also looking forward for your heavy participations because the speakers lineup that we have: Mr. Sushant, Professor Sharma, Dr. Pushpendra, Dr. Tanya, Mr. Shubham, Miss Vanshika, Dr. Asim, Mr. Akash Verma, Vicky Dakulkar, and Akshat. They have really real good plethora. That was the reason I invited all of them, because जितना experience ये लाता है, I've personally been them, I've spoken to them, and I've been into interaction. I know the amount of knowledge that they will bring to you. Also, we have lot of courses that we will be sharing up with you at an exclusive price, right from the personal guidance to the pharmacy coaching to the drug inspector to the government examinations to your GPAT, NIPA, a lot of preparation to the skill development courses that we'll be talking about that we have live. So do stay tuned with us for more such upcoming sessions. See you all at 2 o'clock on the same link. You can join. All right. So have a great day, have a great lunch, and be back fresh. All right.
Thank you, sir.